Hi. For episode 114 of the Blind Android Users Podcast, this is demonstrating an app called AppDash, AppDash. For today's demonstration, I am utilizing my Pixel 7 Pro running Android 14 DP1, that's Developer Preview 1. In the way of the speech engine, I'm using the Google Speech Services. Let me take a minute or two and talk about AppDash, what it is and what it isn't. So AppDash is a file manager, but yet with a difference, with a little bit of a twist. This is more synonymous to the likes of Skit and somehow resembling Boundo in another aspect. However, it's totally different. So, this app will give you the ability not only to see what your app is, but also the ability to tag it, to extract, and do all kinds of stuff. That's what AppDash is. There's so much about this app that I can talk about, but because of time constraints and all of that, I am just basically giving you a quick overview, a tour of the app. I am on my home screen now and will now navigate my way to AppDash, whose icon I have right here. Here is AppDash.
AppDash.
I'll tap here to activate.
AppDash. Notifications. Notification permission is needed for backup and restore services. Showing items 1 to 5 of 384.
The first thing we heard was that notification is needed and all of that. Now, before I go into it though, let me take you through the UI, what is available and where it is. At the very top, as I always do, I want to start there from the top and work my way down. Here's what we got.
380 apps, 348 user apps, 32 system apps.
We are told that I have a total of 380 some apps or user apps, that is, apps that I had installed, and then some 32 system apps. Moving my way down, we got
7-day trial. Day 1 of 7. After the 7-day free trial ends, you must purchase AppDash to continue using it.
So in essence, this app would give you full access to the app, but within a week, you have to either subscribe to one of the subscription models or you can buy it right out. And now walking our way down, we hear
Allow notifications button.
Allow notifications right there in the middle. And below that,
New and updated apps.
we have a header that says new and updated apps. In other words, the apps that I had just recently updated. And here are some of those apps that I just recently updated. I'll just look at a few of them.
Recorder, updated 9 hours ago, in list. Calendar, updated 10 hours ago. Gboard, updated 10 hours ago.
Now, I could go on and it will show me all of the apps that were recently updated. Now, that is the default, and that follows the tab at the very bottom. At the bottom, there are 5 tabs, and the one on the left is Explore, and that's what we're getting all this from. Moving my finger below the recently updated apps, we got
Screen time. Usage access is needed to view this card, out of list.
We have a card that says Screen Time, and you need to give it permission in order to be able to see that. Moving our way down,
Allow usage access button.
you could tap on that to allow access. Moving down,
Storage, 10% used, 512 gigabytes total, used, 47.95 gigabytes, free, 464 gigabytes. Showing items 2 to 5 of 11.
it says 10% used because I had just installed my Android 14 Developer Preview 1, and I haven't backed up all the files that I backed up onto my computer. And so I have plenty of room here. Moving down,
Details button.
details, that is, if I tap
Media
here,
control,
I'll see the
YouTube,
details
Chromecast HD.
of that storage. Moving down,
Unused apps. Usage access is needed to view this card in list.
the next card is unused apps, and usage access is needed in order to see those. And below that we got
Allow usage access button.
allow usage access. Moving on down,
Analyze or install. Open an APK, APKS, Zanpike or APKM file.
that one will have to do with analyzing of APKs and things like that. Moving on,
Choose a file button. Showing
you could
item
choose
date
an
to 11 of 11.
APK to analyze and examine such an APK. That's the last card. And now at the bottom, we have some 5 tabs. As I indicated earlier, the first tab at the bottom left is the Explorer, which by default we are viewing. I'll put my finger down and go from left to right, starting from the bottom left where we find Explorer.
Explore, tab, selected, 1 of 5.
There is Explorer, and we're already in Explorer. Moving to the right,
Apps, tab, 2 of 5.
we hear apps. So if you tap here, you'll see all of your apps that you can either do whatever you want with them. For example, you want to extract the APK, or you want to uninstall, or whatever it is that you want to do with the app, or share your app lists. This is where you will tap to manage all of that. We'll come back to it for a little example. Let's move to the right.
Tags, tab, 3 of 5.
Here is tags. So apps that you have tagged will be in this tab. Moving to the right, we got
Backups, tab, 4 of 5.
backups. And this will be where all the apps that you've extracted or backed up will be found. Moving to the right, we got
Tools, tab, 5 of 5.
tools, 5 of 5. As I indicated earlier, we're not going to be going into each and every one of these, as it could be a very, very lengthy demonstration. Rather, I leave it up to you so you could go in on your own and explore this. However, I want to show you a couple of these tabs, most especially the Apps tab and the Tools. And since I am already sitting on the Tools tab, why not begin with the Tools? I'll tap here to activate.
Tools, selected.
I have tapped on Tools, and now starting from the top, let's look at what Tools has. Starting from the top, here's what we got.
Theme, follow system.
The first item here says theme, and it's following my system default. So whatever system default you have, whether you have dark or light, that's what it will follow, and you could tap here to change. Moving down,
Language, follow system.
language, follow system. In other words, whatever your system default, the language of your system default is, it follows that default. Moving down,
Icon quality, medium, default.
icon quality, it's medium by default. Moving on down,
Refresh app icons.
refresh app icons. Moving down,
App list, heading.
now we come across a heading that says App List heading. Below that we've got
Summary and app list, package name.
Summary and App List. And by default, it says Package Name. If that's not what you want, when you tap here, you could choose what you want. For example, you could choose to show you the version and all of that. Moving on down,
Show non-launchable apps, switch, off.
Show non-launchable apps. And by default, is switched off. You can tap on that to turn it on if you want to see apps that cannot be launched. Next, we got
Download Play Store info, switch, off.
Download Play Store info. In other words, if you turn this on, it will show you the Play Store info of the app in question. Moving on next.
Tags, heading.
We come to the tags heading, and below the tags heading, we got the following.
Auto tag apps, switch, off.
You could tap on this or turn this on to automatically tag your apps. By default, this is not turned on. Moving on down, we got
Backups, heading.
We got the backups heading. And below that, here's what we got.
Device name, Pixel 7 Pro.
We hear device name, Pixel 7 Pro, and below that,
Manage backup locations.
manage the backup location. So in other words, we are backing it up onto the Pixel 7 Pro, and we could manage the backup location. Below that,
Max backups per app, unlimited.
max backup per app, unlimited. You could tap here if you want to limit how much of a data you want to back up. And that's the last item under Tools. Now, I talked about going to the apps area, and that would be the last one in this quick tour. So now I'll tap on the second tab at the bottom from the left, and that will be Apps.
Apps, tab, 2 of 5, in list, 5 items.
I'll tap here.
Apps, selected.
Tapping on apps and starting from the top, basically what we're going to be seeing is a list of my apps. No, I'm not going to go through my apps and show you all that I have, 300 plus of these. However, I just want to show you what it does when we select an app, for example. I'll put down my finger at random, and whichever one I find, I'm going to long press on it to bring up the toolbars near the top.
Jenny Voice English US Voxygen.tts. Jenny, version.
I found something called
1.7.2
Jenny Voice
list.
from the Voxygen guys. I'm going to double tap and hold. And that is selected. It didn't tell me selected, but it is selected. Now, near the top, I'm going to start from the top left and going right. At the very top left, we got the following.
1.
We hear 1, meaning I have selected one app. That's that Jenny Voice. Moving to the right of that, we hear
Deselect all, button.
deselect all. Moving right,
Tags, button. Set tags for selected apps.
tags. I could set a tag for those apps that I've selected. In this case, I only have one, which is Jenny, and I could tag it. To the right of that,
Share list of apps, button.
share list of apps. So in other words, I could be sharing the list of the apps that I've selected, or if I've selected all of them, I could export the list of those apps. To the right of that, we got
Backup, button. Backup selected apps.
backup. Backup the selected apps or selected app. In this case, we only have one. To the right of that,
Uninstall, button. Uninstall selected apps.
uninstall. Uninstall selected apps. And to the right,
More, button.
we have a More button. If I tap on More, for example,
Pop-up window. Sort and filter, in list.
we have Sort and Filter. Moving down,
Select all.
I could choose to select all. That means selecting all the apps that are being shown on the screen. Below that, we got
Invert selection.
Invert the selection, or
Help.
we got the Help as the last item here. I'm going to go back.
AppDash.
Let's try to back up. I'm going to tap on Backup.
Backup, button. Backup. Please choose a location to store your backups. Internal storage, in list.
Tapping on Backup, we heard a dialog asking us to choose the location that we would like to back up this file or APK or file to. And we heard internal location or
Google Drive.
Google Drive or
SMB.
SMB if I'm going to be using SMB to transfer it to some other place, or
Cancel. Button.
We
Out of
cancel.
list.
I'm not interested in backing this up, so I will tap on Cancel.
AppDash. Backup.
And now, before I bring this demonstration to a close, I want to tap back on that Explorer and see how much this app will cost, be it a monthly subscription, one-time purchase, and so forth. Let's tap on that Explorer.
Explore. Tab. Select.
There we go. Now, near the top, there's going to be that Buy.
7-day trial. Day 1 of 7. After the 7-day free trial ends, you must purchase AppDash. Close. Button. Buy now. Button.
Here is Buy Now. I tap.
AppDash. Navigate up. Button.
Tapping on Buy Now, here's what we got.
Choose a plan.
We have Choose a Plan, and below that,
Each plan gives you full access to all features on all your devices.
moving down,
Monthly subscription. USD 99 cents per month. Button.
there's a monthly subscription for $1, or basically 99 cents, basically $1. Below that,
Annual subscription. USD $4.99 per year. Button.
annual subscription is $5, $4.99. Moving down,
Lifetime purchase. Lifetime purchase. USD $9.99 per one-time purchase. Button.
and there's the last one. That's the one-time purchase of $9.99, basically $10. And that's AppDash. I really like the app, and I'll be purchasing the AppDash. Thanks for listening.